Well, it seems like every year there's a think piece written about rock and roll and the state of rock and roll. Are there any acts for you that are keeping that spirit alive right now?
But it's not about spirit. There's a lot of bands getting by on spirit in England. Nice, they got the clothes, and young people, they look great.
Yeah.
They got the hairdos, and they got the attitude, which they got from us, I might add. And, we're going to be this, we're going to be that, And I say to those people, write a fucking chorus. It doesn't matter your attitude. Attitude don't sell records. Attitude don't mean shit. Your hairdo doesn't mean anything. It's all about the tunes, and so there's good lads in bands, you know what I mean? But there's not been a real good band for 10 years, like since Kasabian and Arctic Monkeys come along. Oh, there's a band called Jungle, but they're kind of in the dance thing. As for guitar bands, it's pretty barren. And it's because of the music. It's not because of the people or the attitude of the... I suppose the attitude of the record companies is a bit questionable, particularly in England, towards guitar music. But write a chorus is what I always say. There can't be the greatest band in the world playing in a pub somewhere tonight that nobody's heard of with the internet. If you're great, you're going to make it.
Yeah.
That's just a fact. There can't be any, well, we didn't make it because, we're working class or something. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you're writing the best songs in the world, you're going to make it at the end.
So it's the songs that are missing right now.
Of course it is. Of course it is. And along with most of the independent record labels dying in England or being bought out by the major record labels, what died with that was independent thought. And these guys like Alan McGee and Andy McDonald and Daniel Miller and all those people that ran their independent record labels for years, the alternative way of thinking. Now it's all about commerce, it seems to me. Getting it on the radio and, we've got to do this and you've got to do that. And for this, you've got to do this and you've got to do that. When Oasis came along, we didn't have the internet. If we'd have had the internet, we'd have been bigger than the universe. You know what I mean? We could have reached everybody.
Yeah.
But we did it, we were forced to do it the hard way. These new bands have all the advantage of, these devices that can get you to everybody in the world at the click of a button. And, all they've got to come up with is, the difficult bit is the fucking songs,
And it's made people think in terms of singles, right, instead of albums, I've heard you mention as well.
Yeah, I got a 15-year-old daughter, an album. What's that? She has no cause for an album. Music is in a funny place, I mean, I look at my daughter. She's 15. She's the future, if you like, of pop music or what have you. If it's not on her phone, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. I'm going to tell you a funny story now about. She was at my house one night, and I came in late, and it was kind of 9 o'clock, whatever. I was supposed to have dinner with her, and she said, "Oh, where have you gone?" I said, "I had to work late." And she said, "Oh, why? What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I had a meeting about the artwork for this record." And she went, "About what?" And I said, "The artwork." And she went, "What's the artwork?" "Artwork?" And I said, "Yeah, the artwork, the cover." And she went, "What's that?" And I was like, "Wow, this is amazing." I said, "The little picture on the thing?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, that's about that big." And she went, "You have meetings for that?" And I was like, and fucking spend $100,000 doing it. She's like, "Wow, that's amazing." "Do you have meetings for that little picture?" I'm like, "Unfortunately, we do." And she's like, "Why?" And I'm thinking, why indeed? But so you can split pop music up into two categories. There's people like myself and who will spend all that money on artwork, and because a healthy percentage of my audience are going to own that record.
Yep.
And then there's pop music. My daughter's generation, that they just want the tune. They're not asked about who played drums on it. What's a drum? For a start. Who produced it? I don't even know what that means. So all they want is, and if it's not on that phone, it doesn't exist. So that's the way it's going.
So you said she's 15. So she's just starting to come into some good music, right?
She's coming into the light. She texted me recently and said, "Who are the Stone Roses?" And I was like, the Stone Roses were the second best band ever to come out of Manchester. And she's like, oh, right. Are you the first? And I was like, there you go.